What's up, everybody? It's your boy Pain, because everybody shall know Pain. Let's get into it, shall we? Hope you guys are having a great day, because you know I am. Today's story is, I'm here to tell you guys, today's story, I had to talk about the time I basically accidentally was able to attend a trip to Wild Ventures. And to those who, might don't know what Wild Ventures is, Wild Ventures is a place with it's an amusement park. There are different rides, you got your snacks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So how this played out was I was back in second grade, and you get those forms from your from the teacher. You have to send out forms like, oh, sign this, like field trips and stuff like that. But this particular form basically was to get your parents' consent to allow you to give blood. Now, at the ages, being in second grade, you're like giving blood. I mean, when you're older, yeah, but when you're young, I mean, giving blood, your body can't handle that. Yeah, no, yes, that's true. But yeah, that's basically what they did. They hand out all these the way the forms look was like nurse doors, where it's like it's like a square. I don't know why I turned threes and stuff like that. It's a square piece of paper, and the opening, the way how you open it was like shaped, was made as nurse doors. You know what I'm saying? Or like doctor doors, when you go in, like when they go in for surgery, like those type of doors is bam bam. So that's how it was. So I took mine home, and to my mom, and was like, oh, teachers want me to sign this. I want you to sign this. I would assume she asked what it was, and I was like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so she signed it, and I said, okay, good. Here you go. Hand it to the teacher the next day, and that was it. So they didn't think twice. They didn't think twice about it. Then eventually, I can't tell. I don't remember how long it took them to, kind of like, go about doing it, but eventually they called, and it was like, they had, the students that signed was, that got permission to give blood was called up, and the van was, what was it, a little van? Van or a little, like a little truck. I want to say it's more like, it's more shaped as a, ambulance. But I don't think it really was an ambulance in a sense, but I think it was like close to that. So, it was only really me and another girl in my class that got a chance to be able to sign and, was able to go give blood, stuff like that. So we went in there, and, naturally, when you're older, to give blood by into your arm. And that's where, you give a lot more blood than anything. That's why when you're young, because usually when you get blood, you're eventually going to be knocked out. You're going to be drained of energy. In this particular case, they're like, we can't do that. So they're kids. So what we're going to do is just prick their finger and then take a little tube and then suck up some blood. Basically, that's what they did. And I mean, I always hated the prick, because it's a prick is, is basically like in a shot, but it's like a quick stab. You know what I'm saying? Real quick. And I used to hate those things so much, man. They had different versions. This one was like more of like a little blue thing that just poked. When I got older, my nurse had used it's like a button she pushed, and it shoot out real quick, like a quick stab. You know what I'm saying? So that was like, that was that. So, after they did what they did, probably a minute or so, I like taking some blood, get you a little bandage, and there you go, you was done. Now, I would say give or take some weeks go by, maybe months. I don't remember how long it took them. But eventually, to my knowledge, the people who gave blood was rewarded a trip to Wild Ventures. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I think they did that more so, because I just think about it, it was a good amount of us. But my thing is, they give them out to everybody in your class. You know what I'm saying? And so I would assume if a lot of kids got permission, they probably just if it was like a bunch of kids, let's say for example, I think it was probably maybe up to 20 of us out of the whole school. But again, I don't know for sure if they did like a little drawing of who all, who done it, or if some classes had more students did it than others, then they might do a little drawing. I don't know for sure. They might could add a limit, like okay, only up to 20 of you guys can do it, and 30 of you guys, gave blood. I don't know for sure, but I know that it wasn't a lot of us, but it was a good amount of us on the bus. Took us to Wild Adventures, had a good time. You know what I'm saying? And so the rides I went on, it was like a Jurassic Park ride, which is like you go in, it was like a huge theater, and then you sit down, look, it was a huge theater, had a bunch of seats, so it was more of like since it was like a huge roller coaster, but it was not really a roller coaster, but it was basically, how you go and watch a movie, you go in the theaters and watch a movie. It's basically sit down in those chairs, but they had little things that keep you secured in, and then it had the movement like you're in a roller coaster going through Jurassic Park, and that's how that was created, or that's how it was created or made. Then another ride I went on was a water ride. Well, yeah, it was like a water park. It was a water ride where it's like it's a circle it's a circle ride, and as it slowly moves, it goes in a circle, and it curves, and then it's a drop off. And once it drops, that's when the water just comes down and hits you. And it's a surprising one, because it's one of those things where like it surprised me, because I didn't expect it. You know what I'm saying? It's my thing is just I'm just gonna sit in this thing and have just don't this is gonna happen. You sit down, and then it's going in a circle, and then boom. And it's like, oh, and it hits you like, oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? I think there was another one I went on. Like the thing is like the octopus, or maybe the slingshot. Because I went on 3 rides. But we went on more, like not me per se, but it was like, because the way they had it like separate, they had it like in groups. So it was like me and the girl in my class, maybe someone else possibly, but it was like me and her, and then they had like a chaperone. So I want to assume, yeah, because I know she went on one particular roller coaster, I believe so, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. But when I mentioned it was shaped as an octopus, I think I went on something like that, because I remember like the way I was moving. I was like, going in a circle, but like you going up, it's raising you up, going down, and stuff like that. I remember the feeling of that one, going on that type of ride. Come on, really? Okay. But I mean, that's pretty much it. It was really, really fun. You know what I'm saying? My first and only time I went to Wild Adventures. I never went there ever again. But again, I would assume that, just because that's the thing, because it's like to have to have your class get permission slips, and to have only 2 people, it had to be to a point. Yeah, your parents had to legit. I think the mother parent had to legit rate it and were like giving blood. No, my kid into 2nd grade is not about to give blood. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you're gonna do this, you're not getting blood. So I was just one of them probably kids that forgot about it, threw it away, and so that's what like, oh, you missed out. You know what I'm saying? But it was fun. That was, 2nd grade. I was 2nd grade. I was what? At least, let's see. 2nd grade, using kindergarten, pre-K, starts to go about 5th grade. At the age of 5 years old. At least what? 6 in kindergarten. I would say at least 8th grade. I would say I was at least 8 years old, if not maybe 9, but I want to say 8. So when you really look at it, you're like, yeah, it's like my 8-year-old's not getting blood. I don't care how you're gonna do it. So it's like that's probably mostly happening. Most of the students, most of the teachers, most of the parents was like no, and that's why you look at it was like it wasn't that many people that did it. And then you got those like me, I just handed a paper, got it signed, and that was it. Didn't think twice of it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy that it happened. You know what I'm saying? Because got to leave, got to leave school for a good, what, couple hours? I want to say like good an hour or so. I mean, we didn't have nothing to eat. I don't think I ate anything, but I mean, it was overall pretty cool. Can't say I'll never go again. Go back there. I mean, dang, why did I do that? Dang, I messed up bad with that. Not really. Yeah, but I mean, I can't say I would never go back. It's just one of those things where it's like, I mean, that was years ago. So I mean, all our wild ventures have changed. You know what I'm saying? Prices different as well. So it's like, I don't know if I will ever go back. But I will say this: there was an opportunity that I could have went back a second time. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just squeeze it in because in this story, because it's a pretty short story. This one is pretty short. But basically what happened was my cousin had these tickets that he earned. I want to say this back in middle school, like summer middle school, like maybe like 6th, 7th grade. And he had these. Wait, which one is it? Make sure I'm doing the right thing. He had these tickets that he earned. I don't know how he got them. And it was like, I think it was like 2 tickets. It was like 2 or 3 tickets or something like that. And so basically, cause I remember he had them or he got them, and then it was like me, him, his sister, and his mom. And we was like, man, it was like, it was like, man, it was one of those days like really bored. It was like, man, I want to go do something. But I was like, well, we can go to Wild Adventures. And I was like, man, we didn't get no money for that. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, cuz, don't you have those tickets? And I think it was like maybe it would have been like free for me and him, but his cousin or his sister and his mom would have to pay or something like that. I know it was like these tickets. I think he had at least 2 or 3 tickets, so it would have made it where it would have been free for at least 2 of us. You know what I'm saying? And so at that time, at that particular moment, it was like, oh crap, we gotta find him, bro. You know what I'm saying? And if we can, we're going to Wild Adventures. You know what I'm saying? But couldn't find him and never got a chance to win. But like, it would have been interesting if we would have went. Because I mean, you look at myself like, that's the point of when you go to like amusement parks, Six Flags, Disney World, Disneyland, all that good stuff is the point of riding the rides. You don't have to. It doesn't mean if you don't, you're not gonna have fun. But that's the point of them, though. Just to ride different rides and stuff like that. Roller coasters, I do not mess with the roller coasters. I do not like them at all. But I mean, anything else that's a little more or less lenient, I can mess with. But yeah, I mean, roller coasters, no. But any water rides, as long as I have spare clothes, I mean, you go up in there with one set of clothes and get wet, you're screwed. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, other than that, I mean, if you would have went that second time, you never know what would have happened. But I mean, I would assume. I mean, I would have most likely went on some water rides, stuff like that. Wait, was it a purple or blue? It was purple. Oh, so I should have. I mean, obviously it would have been purple if it wasn't blue. But I thought I clicked on him, so I would have done, instead of clicking on old girl facing the other 3, the other 2 with her. But yeah, you guys let me know in the comment section below if you ever have been to an amusement park and yeah. Let me know if you guys have ever been to amusement parks, and I guess if you remember how long has it been since you've been there, and this your experience overall. So we got, those 2 left. I mean, I think the blue's better, but kind of I think I already done. I think I already did like green already, but if I didn't, it'd be 2 blues already. Do, 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 do. I don't even know. I always make those sounds, man. It's not really sounds like it's really mainly like humming or creating your own. There's humming. Let's see. So we got refresh, and might as well. Yeah. I mean, I don't have to do it. I mean, I don't have to do any of the other ones like that. Just take what you can get and move along. Move along. Okay, it's complete. Okay. Let's go. I'm about to say up anyway, but that popped up. See, they're having a delay before they appear, so that's where it can kind of mess me up. I should have just went up rather than just going to the right. Because in that case, I would then just teleported rather than doing what I'm, doing what happened now, or just happened. Something, yeah. But I mean, I am, well, again, I don't know, again, you never know where it would have teleported me, so, you can't really say which way would have been better, but in terms of points, I should have went for the kunai. Okay, I'm going up, but where else do I want to go? One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. I'll go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I get trapped right there, but not actually trapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As I should have went this way. I should go that way because there's more points in terms of these three. At least even if I lose, it's 15 each. Then over here. Come on. Okay, so, I mean, I don't know why I countered that, because if I did I try to get that out, losing space, losing movement, losing action. But I mean, I could still get these two though. That's okay. So it kind of, in its own sense, played out perfectly. Well, it played out in the same. That's the same aspect, the same outcome. The way I was going to do it we'll be able to still do 3 fights. Oh, it's gonna hurry. Yeah, this one is lagging and taking 10 years, man. Oh, come on, come on. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will catch you guys later. To the road to 22 million BP. To the road to the Devil 8 Tails. And to the road to 3,000 subscribers. Deuces out.